It's the 7th of September today, and Abraham is doing all sorts of stuff. So, after reading about kings beating up other kings in Genesis chapter 14, we come to this incredible passage in Genesis 15, where God makes a promise to Abraham again that he's going to have a whole load of descendants. You are, and this sounds mental, you are the fulfillment of that promise that we just read about on these pages that happened like thousands of years ago. You're the fulfillment of that, and I'm the fulfillment of that as well, because Abraham's descendants, but they Ishmael, who he wasn't meant to have, but he ended up having, and then Isaac, they filled the Middle East, and then eventually the people of Israel, the chosen people of God, they were expanded to include anyone who believes and trusts in Jesus Christ. So that's the church. So we become part of the chosen people. So today, you and I are, in a way, Abraham's descendants. We've been adopted into his family, which is why we sing these terrible songs in Sunday school sometimes. Father Abraham has many sons has Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's all praise the Lord. We're part of the fulfillment of that. But that's crazy when you flash back to Abraham in Genesis 15, an 86-year-old bloke with no kids. And the Lord takes him outside. He says, look up at the stars, count them. If indeed you can, Abraham, you can have more descendants than that. God is the ultimate promise keeper. And today, with technology, we can see that there are about 73 sextillion stars in the sky. I found out sextillion is actually a number about 5 minutes before I made this video. There's that many stars in the sky. Abraham in the Middle East, on a clear night, probably could have seen 1,000 to 2,000 with the naked eye. So God is lowballing it for him. You can have 1,000 to 2,000 descendants. Actually, he ends up having so much more. God is willing, when Abraham questions, how can I know these things are going to come true? God's willing to make a covenant with Abraham. That's why he's the promise keeper, because he makes these things called covenants with us. And the way in which it happened in those days was how a king might make a covenant with someone he's conquered, is they'd cut these animal pieces in half, they'd spread them out, and they'd walk between them. That's what God is doing with the cutting up of the animals and the smoking fire pot, which symbolizes God's presence passing between the pieces. Today, God makes a covenant with us, and the word testament, you talk about Old Testament, New Testament, the word testament just means covenant. So we live under the new covenant, where Jesus himself has been torn apart like those animals in a way, that he might seal something with his blood, which is he will never ever leave or forsake you. So his promise to you is that he'll always be faithful, he'll always be merciful, his mercies are new every morning, that he'll never walk away. I heard of a missionary who stepped off a boat onto a beach in China 150 years ago, and he said, I've got £10 in my pocket and all the promises of God. He went on to lead many people to Jesus. If we walk out our door this morning with £10 in our pocket, when all the promises of God, will be onto a winner. Have a good day. See you soon.